On March 20th, 2023, just after midnight in California, one ChatGPT user saw titles that were not his own. Another saw a stranger's name and email where his own should have been. The same week, every word typed into ChatGPT was still being saved to train the next version. One problem shows your notes to a stranger. The other stores your notes to teach the machine. The link between them looks boring until you see what it keeps. It is called training. That word matters because it decides what happens to your words. Remember two images. On the left, a screen showing someone else's private note. It is as if mail was delivered to the wrong house in a street of 83 homes and landed with one neighbor. Engineers later said about 1 in 83 paying users who were active during a 9-hour window had payment details exposed. That is 1.2%. On the right, a large notebook that does not close, with each page kept for 30 days. If you write the wrong 5 things in that notebook, you cannot rub them out. The first one looks harmless because it is just your name and numbers. ChatGPT feels private, like a telephone call, but it is not. You type into a box. The box sends your words to computers far from your home. A very fast assistant reads them and writes back. It does not know you, but it can remember what you taught it. By default, every chat can be used to make the next model smarter. When you first create an account, a switch is already on. The switch lives under your profile, then settings, then data controls. Its name is Improve the Model for Everyone. When it is on, your questions and your uploaded files may help train the model. That is the normal setting for free, Plus and Pro accounts. Business, enterprise, and edu accounts are different and do not train by default. Even if you turn the switch off today, the copy does not vanish at once. OpenAI says chats that are not used for training are still kept for 30 days for safety checks, then deleted. Think of a photocopy left on an office desk for a month before it is shredded. Someone might see the desk. The copier might have learned the shape of the letters. The switch is easy to find. First, you need the 5 lines you should never write, even with the switch off, because a copy on a desk for 30 days is still a copy. Most people worry about the wrong danger. They think the risk is that ChatGPT will lie to them. It can. It invents facts, dates, and quotes that sound true. In 2023, that problem drew serious attention. The Federal Trade Commission, the American agency that protects consumers, opened an investigation into OpenAI. Reports said the agency sent a civil investigative demand, about 20 pages long. It asked how the company handles false statements about real people and how it protects data. The request also cited reputational harm. That sounds technical, but the fear it feeds is simple. A machine that invents things cannot be trusted. If the machine only lies outward to you, the fix feels easy. Just check the answer somewhere else. You may be thinking, I only want a recipe, so a made-up fact does not touch me. That thought is worth saying plainly, because it feels safe. So what if it gets a date wrong? I will not trust it for anything serious. Here is why that misses the point. The lie is what the machine says to you. The leak is what you say to the machine. A lie you can test. A leak you cannot pull back from a server. Number 1. Never type the numbers and addresses that prove you are you. That means your social security number, your passport number, your driver's license, and your date of birth with your full name and address together. It also means your phone number. Each of these fits on one line. That one line is enough for a stranger to pretend to be you. The Wall Street Journal's personal technology writer made this her first warning. She said, do not share social security, driver's license, passport numbers, birth date, address, or phone with a chatbot. Her list is short on purpose. Short lists are easier to obey. OpenAI itself says it wants a model that learns about the world, not about private individuals, and we actively minimize the collection of personal information. That intention is honest. It is not a lock on your data. A review by Stanford's Institute for Human-Centered AI was published in October 2025. It looked at 6 major chatbots and found all 6 use chats to train by default. Some keep copies indefinitely. Think of your social security card. It has 9 digits. 9 digits taped to a shop window would frighten you. 9 digits typed into a box that is copied to a server should frighten you the same way. Number 2. Never type your money details. That means bank account number, credit card number, the 3 or 4 digits on the back, your PIN, or a photo of your card. It also means a screenshot of your online banking. That screenshot feels helpful for some, but the header holds the risk. One image can show your name, account number, balance, and every shop you visited this month. You think you asked for math. You gave a map of your money. OpenAI warns not to enter, upload, or share cardholder data as defined by payment industry rules. That warning carries the formal name, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, but the meaning is plain. Do not put card data in the chat. ChatGPT is not a vault. It is a notebook on a server. Proof came on that March night. People who were active saw wrong chat titles and payment details from other paying users. What slipped was name, email, billing address, last 4 digits, and expiry date. Full numbers did not show, and the window was 9 hours, but 4 digits plus name and address narrow a search fast. A bank account is 8 to 12 digits. A card is 16. One line in the wrong notebook is enough. Number 3. Never type your passwords in codes. That includes email passwords, bank passwords, the code texted to your phone, and the answers to security questions like your mother's maiden name or first school. People type them to get the chatbot to remember. That kindness creates a copy where you do not control it. Jennifer King is the Stanford Privacy Fellow who led the October 2025 study of chatbot privacy. She said if you share sensitive information in a dialogue, it may be collected and used for training. That is true even if it is in a separate file you uploaded. She also warned anything you put into a large language model could potentially become public. A human reviewer may see it. A future model may recall its shape. ChatGPT does try to steer you away and will often refuse to store a password. Steering is not deletion. By default, your chat is kept for 30 days and, if the training switch is on, it may be used to teach the next model. A password is usually 8 to 16 characters. That is shorter than this sentence, yet it opens email, photos, and bank. Write passwords on paper at home where you keep private papers. If you already typed one, change it that day and delete the chat. Treat it as if you left your house key in a taxi. Number 4. Never type your private health details. That means test results, prescriptions, clinic letters, full medical history, insurance number, and photos of reports or pill bottles. People do it because they care. You want a plain answer to a worrying letter. What does this dose mean? What is stable angina? The risk is not the question. It is the header you paste with it. One photo can show full name, birth date, insurance number, doctor's name, and the list of drugs. In the United States, doctors must follow a strict privacy law called HIPAA. ChatGPT does not. A chatbot is not a clinic. If you paste a report, you may put facts that affect insurance or work into a system that trains on chats by default. The October 2025 review by King and co-author Caroline Meinhardt noted sharing one health interest can be enough for a system to tag you as health vulnerable. One example was heart-healthy recipes. Then related ads follow you across other apps. That is not care. That is a trail. Ask in general words with no name. Ask what a reading of 140/90 usually means for an adult. Ask what common side effects of a drug are. Leave your name off the page. Take your paper to your doctor or nurse. Let a person who knows you read it. Number 5. Never type other people's information or your work's private information. That line is longer than the others because it covers 2 risks that feel kind in the moment. The first risk is family and neighbors. You want help writing a kind note about a friend who is ill, so you paste their full name, diagnosis, and hospital ward. You want help with a school letter, so you paste your grandchild's name, class, and address. You meant to be thoughtful. You have now shared another person's health and location with a server you do not control. That story was not yours to share. The second risk is work. Any document marked private, any staff list, any email with customer names, any source code or yield data belongs to the employer. In early 2023, engineers in Samsung's chip division learned this the hard way. Soon after the team was allowed to use ChatGPT, staff pasted secret information into it on at least 3 occasions, in about 20 days. One asked the chatbot to find errors in sensitive database source code. Another asked it to make code faster. A third fed it a recorded meeting and asked for minutes. Samsung then banned the use of that kind of tool and began building an internal system. Once the paste was sent, it could not be taken back. Picture a filing cabinet left open on a train. If you need help writing, describe people without their identifiers. Say my friend, age 70, not John Smith at 12 Oak Road. The question is how saving and training actually work, because that links the wrong mail to the open notebook. When you use ChatGPT, your words go to OpenAI's computers. If the training switch we named earlier is on, those words may help teach the next model to predict language better. Think of a student copying sentences to learn style. The student does not intend to memorize your address, but the line is on the page. You can turn the switch off. On a computer, click your profile picture at the top right. Choose Settings. Choose Data Controls. Find Improve the model for everyone and move the toggle to off. Future chats will still appear in history but will not be used to train. Keep 2 facts with that step. 1. Even with the switch off, your chats are kept for 30 days for safety checks before they are deleted. 2. Before that control existed, chats were kept and used for training, which is why the March event matters. The cause that night was a bug in an open-source helper called RedisPy that helps the service remember what to show quickly. The wrapper leaked titles to the wrong screens. The company took ChatGPT offline that Monday and patched it. Months later, Italy's Data Protection Authority, the Guarantee, examined how ChatGPT had handled personal data for training. It found there was no proper legal basis under European privacy rules. In December 2024, it fined OpenAI €15 million, about $15.6 million, and ordered a 6-month public information campaign. A Stanford review that same autumn found all 6 leading American AI companies were still harvesting chats to train by default. Opt-outs were confusing, and retention in some cases stretched indefinitely. Add 3 facts: a bug that shares, a fine that penalizes keeping, a review that shows the practice is normal. Change the pace. It is a quiet afternoon. You are at the kitchen table. The kettle has just boiled. On the left is a letter from the clinic with your full name across the top. On the right is a bank statement with account numbers. The computer sits open. Your first thought is to copy the whole letter for a quick answer. Pause and test the habit. Leave the papers flat. Pick up the phone instead. Call your daughter. Call the clinic and read only the sentence you wonder about. Say, "What does stable angina mean?" Not, "Here is my record for Mrs. Eleanor Hart, born 12 May 1948, with NHS number 123. Put 2 paths side by side. One side, a quick answer with your life attached, kept for 30 days on a server that trains by default. The other side, a slower answer with only the question, no name, no number, no photo. The second path keeps you in control. Use ChatGPT for what it does well. Explain a word, rewrite a sentence, suggest a shopping list, explain a bus timetable. Those tasks do not need your header. Keep the letter with people who know you. Keep the bank page in the drawer. The quiet choice is often stronger. The kettle clicks off. You may be thinking this makes you afraid to use the tool at all. That is fair to say out loud. ChatGPT is useful when you leave identifiers out. Use it to rewrite a paragraph without naming anyone. Use it to plan a meal. Use it to explain a form. Those uses do not need secrets. Risk grows when you add numbers, names, or photos. So keep 3 moves. First, turn the training switch off. Click your profile picture. Open Settings. Open Data Controls. Turn off Improve the model for everyone. The switch stays off until you change it. Second, learn temporary chat. A temporary chat does not appear in history and is not used to train, even if the switch is on. It is deleted more quickly. Use it for anything you would not pin to a town hall notice board for a month. Third, use the pin test before you press enter. Ask, "Would I pin this line where anyone could read it for 30 days? If no, do not type it. If you already pasted something you wish you had not, delete that chat with the bin icon and change that password that day. You cannot recall a filing cabinet left on a train, but you can change the lock on your door. That keeps you deciding. Now you know the 5. Your identity numbers, your money details, your passwords, your health record, and other people's stories. Each one fits on one line. New rules about how long companies keep chats are being written. That means the notebook is open. Tell me in the comments if any of the 5 surprised you. I read every note. If this helped you feel steadier with this new tool, please subscribe. We make one film like this each week. One last question to carry is, if your grandchild typed your address into ChatGPT tomorrow, would you know?